Hey guys, it's Sarah, and let's talk about my reading plans for January. Okay, I have a lot on my plate because I have a lot of review books to read. I was hoping to have all of my January review books done before January, but that didn't happen. I still have 4 more to read. So those are going to be first and foremost on my priorities, obviously. And then I do have some February books that I want to get started on. I don't necessarily have to read all the books for February and January. I can bleed those in a little bit into the beginning of February as well, but I want to try to get through as many as I can and still read a couple other things in between. So here we go. First and foremost, I will be reading The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is part of the Lord of the Read-Along that Krista and I are hosting this year. So we are reading through all of the Lord of the Rings books this year. And we're starting with The Hobbit. So this will be our January read. And this one I'm going to take all month. So I'm not going to plow through it the first week or anything. I'm going to take the month, and we have them tabbed out into sections that we're going to read them together. And so I'm going to take the entire month to read it and just kind of absorb it that way. And I'm really excited about this one. So this is definitely number 1. And one book that I'm currently reading, I don't know if I will finish it in the month of January or not. I'm probably not going to, and I'm not going to pressure myself to do it. But that is Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. And I started this in December, and I got about 200 pages in. So I'm into it for sure. And I'm really enjoying it. But it is a very long, very dense book. So I have to take my time with it. I have to absorb it. I have to read a chapter and then go, okay, here's what's happening. Okay, next chapter. So it's not something that I can speed my way through by any means. So I'm going to continue and pick it up. I'm going to try to pick it up at least twice a week and read a few chapters here and there. But it's probably not something I'm going to get through in the month of January. It'll probably go into February. It's going to take me a while to get through. It's an almost 900 page book. And again, it's very dense. So yeah, but it's here. It's going to be continuously read. So it's sitting on my nightstand. Another book that I am currently in the middle of, which is an audiobook, and that is The Fiery Cross. And this is by Diana Gabaldon. It is book number 5 in her Outlander series. And I want to read it in the month of January so that I can be ready for season 5, which starts in February. And I'm so excited. But I have been reading the corresponding book to the corresponding season about a month before the season starts. So I'm on track to do that. And I'm currently listening to that right now. Okay, so that's what I'm currently in the middle of, and I do have some review books to talk about as well. So for the month of January, I still have 4 more books to read, and one of them that I have actually already started, I'm probably like 2% through it, so really like in the very, very beginnings, but that is The Prized Girl. This is by Amy K. Green. This is a debut novel, and it is a mystery thriller, and it is following the death of a young girl who is 13. She is raped and murdered in a small town, and she was like a beauty pageant queen and kind of seemed to live this perfect life type thing, but we're getting the real behind the scenes story from her half-sister, who is not a fan of anybody in that family, including the girl who died. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far though. Also a book that I have started, I'm only 30 pages in though, so again, the very beginnings, but that is Wildfire by Carrie Mack. So this is a young adult book that follows 2 teenagers who are hiking in the woods in California, and then they end up in the middle of a wildfire. And I believe one of them is injured, and they're trying to figure out how to save themselves basically. And yeah, so I'm again only 30 pages in, but so far it's fine. And this one's very short. It's only 250 pages. So I'm really going to try to get through this here very quickly. I also have My Dark Vanessa. This is by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This one is contemporary that follows a woman who finds out that one of her high school teachers is accused of sexual assault, I believe, or something with one of his students, and she was actually involved with this man when she was a student as well. And she was always under the impression that it was consensual and that she loved him. But now she's starting to question whether or not she was manipulated into it, and maybe what she thought was happening wasn't really what was happening at all. So I'm very excited about this one. And also for January, Diamond City by Francesca Flores. This is a young adult fantasy. This is a little bit more of a chunker. So this one's going to take me a little bit longer to get through, I think, but I'm really excited about it. And yeah, it's a young adult fantasy about a girl who is a professional assassin. She's only 18, and she is kind of finding out things about her environment and her city that needs to be changed, and she is the one who can change them. So she's kind of going through all that stuff. But I've heard really good things about this one so far for people who've been reading it, and I'm excited. Okay, those are my January review books that I still need to read. Those are going to be coming up here very soon because I need to read them before the 15th so I can have my review video ready for you guys. And then for February, these are ones that I'm going to be reading hopefully in January. If not, they can bleed a little bit into February, but I'm going to try to make sure I get majority of them read in January. But the first one is The Only Child by Mae A. Sao. This is a Korean thriller that has been translated, and I'm hearing really good things about it. It's also very short, so it's one that I can probably get through pretty quickly. But this follows a journalist who is hired to interview one of Korea's most notorious serial killers. And as he's telling her things about his practices, things start to mirror some things that are happening at her house as well with her stepdaughter. And I think she's seeing some parallel things happening. So it's supposed to be pretty creepy, and I'm really excited about it. Another February review book is The Light After the War by Anita Abriel. This one is a historical fiction, and it is after World War II. There are two girls who end up getting off of a train heading for Auschwitz. So they escape and they find refuge in an Austrian farmhouse and the family there, and they are hiding them and keeping them safe. And as soon as the war is over and it's safe for them to come out again, they come out and try to acclimate into the world. And I believe as adults, they find themselves in America. So I'm really excited to see what this one's all about. And this is also based on a true story. And the two women, I believe, are Jewish. Yes, Jewish friends. And it's based on a true story. So that's really exciting too. Another one is Minor Dramas and Other Catastrophes by Kathleen West. This one is a contemporary book that follows a school setting, and it's dramas between parents and teachers and staff and things like that. So not even the kids. I'm sure there's kid drama in here too. But I think it focuses more on like those parents. We all know those parents. I have met many of those parents. I also have a few on my Kindle to read. So they were still review books sent to me from publishers. They just sent them as e-arcs instead of physical arcs. So let me tell you about those. The first one is Foul is Fair. This is by Hannah Chapin, I believe is her name. And this is a contemporary book about a group of girls who are kind of the it girls in their high school, and they're the popular girls, no one messes with them, they own everything, blah blah blah, and they end up crashing the party of a rival school, I believe, and they meet kind of their counterparts at that school, which are a group of boys. However, I believe the boys make the girls their target, and it becomes a revenge story. I believe there's some sort of assault that happens, and it becomes a revenge story about the girls getting revenge on the boys. So definitely wanted to see what happens there. Another one is The Antidote to Everything. This is by Kimmery Martin, and this is Kimmery Martin's second book. I read her first book, The Queen of Hearts, and absolutely loved it. So this is a second book from her. It is not a sequel or a companion or anything. It's a completely new story, and it's going to be a medical drama. That is what Kimmery Martin is known for because she is actually a surgeon. So she writes based on some of her experiences. And again, I loved the first book from her. So this second one, I'm really excited to read. The last one for my February arcs is The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. This is one that I do have access to on NetGalley right now, but I am also going to be getting a finished copy from the publisher in January. I just don't have it yet. But this one is definitely going to be in the same veins that she normally writes in, as far as it's kind of a ghosty, spooky story, and it involves a motel and trying to figure out something that happened at that motel quite a while ago. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be dual timelines again, and I'm really excited because I really did like the Broken Girls from her, so I definitely want to read more from her, and this is going to be her newest one. Okay, two more books I want to tell you about really quickly that are also going to be happening. One of them is Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. This is part of a book club that I am in, one of like a Facebook group type thing on Facebook. And that's going to be the book club pick for the month. So I knew I was going to read this anyway because it's one of my 5-star predictions. So I figured I'd go ahead and read it along with some other people at the same time. So I'm super excited for that one. And I know it's one I'm going to fly through really quickly. And then another audiobook that I would like to listen to after I finish The Fiery Cross, I'm going to jump right into the Mr. Mercedes trilogy by Stephen King. So I'm going to listen to the first one, minimum, Mr. Mercedes. And the reason I want to start this trilogy is because I want to watch the Outsider adaptation that's going to be on HBO here soon. And that's based on the book, The Outsider, which you need to read the Mr. Mercedes trilogy first because the main character in The Outsider is from that trilogy. And from what I'm hearing, The Outsider will completely ruin the trilogy for you if you don't read them in order. So I want to read them in order for sure. And because I want to watch that adaptation so much, I need to read the trilogy and then read The Outsider so I can watch the adaptation because the adaptation looks amazing. I saw a preview for it. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave it linked down below. But it looks incredible. And the actors in there are just top notch. So I'm definitely, that's going to be on my radar very, very soon to get through those books so I can watch it. And I've heard really good things about the audiobooks for Mr. Mercedes. So I'm going to go ahead and listen to it. And I already have it downloaded. So as soon as I finish The Fiery Cross, I'm going to jump right into Mr. Mercedes. Okay, so that's 15 books. So let's add one more, yeah? So let's go ahead and pick, I'm only going to do one TBR jar. Now, the reason I'm still going to do it, even though I have a lot on my TBR this month, is because I want to be using this every month, even if I just pick one. And there's going to be some months where I can pick 5 if I want to, because I'm going to have that room. January is a little intense for me because of all the review books, but I don't want to go a month without at least picking one out of here. So let's just pick one. These are prompts, so I can pick a book and then maybe I can see if I can pick the shortest one, the shortest option. Okay, so let's pick this and let's see what this prompt is. Oh, random number generator. So that means what I'm going to do is I'm going to number my bookshelves. I'll pick a number for a bookshelf and then I will pick a number for however many shelves are on it. And then I will pick a number for whatever book that is. So that means we need to go on a field trip. Okay, so I have, how many bookshelves do I have? I'm going to include my review cart in my bedroom. So we're just going to go back to front of the house. So my review cart, I have a green shelf in my bedroom. I have my Advent cart. I have my sci-fi and fantasy shelf. I have a shelf in the book, or I'm in the hallway here. I have this little one next to me here, and then I have this one. So I have 7 total. So minimum 1, maximum 7. 17. Nope. Nope. Stop it. Okay. 1, 7. So let's see which bookshelf I'm going to be going to. 6. So that's right here next to me. Yay. Okay. I don't even have to get up. All right. And then how many shelves do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 shelves. Okay, so we are going to look at shelf number 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I don't know how many books are on that shelf, so let's do a count real quick. Okay, I decided to bring you down here. Okay, so this is the shelf here. So this is bookshelf 6, number 4. And I have 19 books total. So I counted, starting here was number 1, and then I counted here and then started in the back because these are doubled up, as you can see. So 1 through 19. So let's see which book that is going to end up being. Number 8. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. Oh, A Tale for the Time Being. All right. I have plans to buddy read this with Candace. So Candace, I know you're watching. We're going to have to buddy read this here soon. Sometime in the month of January, maybe? Yeah? Towards the end, bleeding into February if we need to. That doesn't matter. I'm sure she'd probably be down for that. Hey, Candace. Okay. I'm filming my January TBR, and I just did my TBR jar where I ended up picking a random number generator.
Hey, happy early new year. Yeah, I'm totally down. That's fine. That is one of the books that I actually put on the Book Democracy TBR list for 2020, and I kind of figured we might read it together since we talked about it for last year.
All right, Candace is in. Okay, guys, that's a lot for January, but I do have confidence that I can do most of it. Again, if some of my February arcs seep into February, it's not a big deal. So I'm going to try to get through as many of those as I can in the first couple weeks and then read a couple other things and then go back to them and, do all that stuff. So I'm excited for January. I'm excited for 2020. And let me know what your plans are for January. What are you trying to start the year out with? Do you have any big projects you're working on? All that good stuff. Let me know all those things. And I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day.